Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for all those that comes really early. I know we are in the center of Kuala Lumpur, so traffic is pretty bad. But we have a very full day, so we don't want to start even later. Um, Once again, thank you for coming. My name is Muliadi. I'm the founder of ICUBE by Sirclo. So today I will be your host. Unfortunately, I will be your MC. I'll be all day long, so don't get bored with me. I'll try my best. So maybe I can be a stand-up comedian afterwards. So, but anyway, we're going to do some interaction. Okay, I don't like just me talking. So I think throughout some of my speaking later as well, and throughout the panel, I like to get some of the feedback from you guys, right? So if you just prepare. I mean, if you need the internet, I think it's the password is Grand Millennium GMKL001. The code for the Wi-Fi. You can choose the GMKL hotel for the Wi-Fi. Let's get into the Menti. You don't have to do anything. We can still do. Let me just wait a couple minutes so that people can come in first. So for those that never use Menti, it will be in the browser. We'll basically, later on, we'll come up with some question. You just need to answer it, and we can see live what you guys answers. And don't worry, no name's going to be there, so we're not going to shame you of whoever answered that. And there's no wrong answer, so definitely don't have to worry about that. All right, let's see people just coming in, joining. While keep waiting for people in, we can do testing, make sure it works. Let's do the first question. I think the clicker doesn't work. All right, some fun one. If e-commerce were a movie, what genre would it be in 2024? Is it an action movie? It's a romantic, sci-fi. Too far-fetched over there. Let's the audience speak. Wow, mystery number one. That's very surprising. I do expect romantic. Nobody do romantic here. So sad. Okay. Well, action. So yeah, definitely very fast-paced, evolving. Not much tech, yeah. Okay, that's gonna change my whole presentation later. Yes, I guess I just need. Okay, so it's just a bit background. I mean, I'm here, even though I'm from ICUBE, I'm really representing Magento Association. So thank you for being a community here. One thing that I attract to this community at first is really looking at how vibrant. Despite the name of Magento, sometimes people are thinking about the platform, but a lot of people doesn't know that there's an entire army of community behind it. That it can be an agency, can be a developers, it can be a merchants. They're all gathering together across many countries. We started, I think, in 2005, initially in Europe, about 40 plus countries having the gathering around the world. And this is about networking. It's about sharing knowledge. It's about basically creating an ecosystem. So I'm humble enough to be appointed to start the community in Indonesia back 2015. And this is a picture of that. If you see, it's only about 6 of us from the speakers. We started this in 2015, and then now last year we have about 1,500 people in the events And actually this year we evolved the name into eCommerce Expo, but expect about 3,000. So that's what we want to look at. I mean, when we build the community, we want you to be part of something together. And then this is not my event. This is not any company here event, but this is an event together for Malaysia. Hopefully that I plant the seed here, and somebody from Malaysia here will be taking over pretty soon. But this is about that. So it's behind it. Obviously, there's in the past it's called Magento Association. Meet Magento Association. Can you go to the next slide? Yeah, so it's completely non-profit. So it's a non-profit organizations. There's it's, like I said, it started in Germany, but today is they rename it after Adobe take over Magento. They rename it into Magento Association. Can you help me to the next slide? Yeah. So so the focus is really about community engagement, bring up leadership impact. So we have a lot of first-time speakers usually happen, including me. I'm not any professional speakers at all. I usually just sharing whatever it is. And the key things, like I said, the keyword is really ecosystem builder. So that's what we're really aiming for when we do an event like this. So that's what it is. Like, I mean, I was here last May on an e-commerce event. That's when I actually, unfortunately, I got hit by a tree on my head and get the inspiration. No, just kidding. Not because of the tree giving me the inspiration, but the falling tree is really true. I was actually hospitalized for a couple of days, but the event is actually the one that inspired me, because I met with a lot of fellow e-commerce merchants, solution provider on that event on May. And then we have a talk, and then the first complaint from a lot of merchants said, we have to go to Singapore for all the events. There's not enough events here in Malaysia. I said, okay. I'm part of Meet Magento. I feel bad because I have Indonesia Meet Magento and I have Singapore Meet Magento. We never think for the last 8 years of having a Meet Magento in Malaysia at all. So I said, I think that's a call for me to at least start and to see how it goes. But that's the basically. So do give me a lot of input. Our team, I'm very grateful with a lot of the sponsors here. My partner in crime, H Store. That crazy enough for me 2 months ago, I just called them, hey, let's do an event in Malaysia. We both doesn't have presence in Malaysia. We just leap of faith and just start calling hotel. And thank you for the Dean for all the team here helping us with all the audio, video, and stuff like that, and we make it happen. And then a lot of other sponsors here. We have HeatPay, OnTap. This is all a good ecosystem player in the e-commerce for some times now. A dev team, Huva, unfortunately they cannot come, but they are based in Europe, and Headwork and Rave, which is an agency also based in US. So thank you for all the sponsors to make this event happen. All right, so without further ado, I'm gonna start my session with questions, right? I got this question a lot when I talk to a merchant and I talk to friends. Where do the e-commerce actually today, right? It's a question. It's a valid question. Actually, before I answer, let's go to the next one. I want you to answer for me first. Let's do that. What is the first word that comes to your mind when you think of what is the current state of e-commerce? Let's see if we are talking on the same or have the same opinion on this. Any word. Don't worry, there's no. Convenient, chaotic. Still very consistent on our first question. Here's the action. So fast. quick, changing, scary, chaotic horror movie. AI growth, but it's growth evolving. Secondary platform. As I see fast still dominantly. Going to stay? Let's see anything competitive. Zalora, marketplace fee. Cool. I like this. All right. So that's the thing, right? I mean, if we read the news, typically we read things like this. This I pull from Google, so I'm not a wizard. I'm not a statistician. So this is coming from Google when I search how is the condition of e-commerce in Malaysia. So I don't claim I'm an expert, but this is what it come out from the Gemini. They said that your guys is still growing 11.25%, and that's true even in Indonesia. It's still it's a double-digit growth, but it doesn't feel like that. I don't know. I don't know about you, but a lot of my colleagues say in the retail, it doesn't feel like that. As a matter of fact, a lot of people thinking that it's because of all the noises, right? I mean, the COVID obviously already passed, but we just get out from COVID, now get into global uncertainties, there are war, and then the startup bubbles, right? So it's not making things easy. I think everyone in retail, I talked to a couple of people here last night in retail in Malaysia, and they say true in the sentiment in Indonesia as well. This year is not as good as last year, but I mean, it's there. I mean, surviving, but it's just too much thing happening. And that's adding into the misconception of the e-commerce. A lot of times then, all those noise creating what I call a misconception, right? So because this is our tendency, we try to matching A and B and C, 1 to 1 equal 2, right? This is, in Indonesia, the bahasa cocok logi. It was like matching whatever we believe into a single truth. And that this is becoming a lot of the noise. Maybe this is not happening in Malaysia, but definitely a lot in Indonesia. When we're talking e-commerce, it belongs to startups. It's the game that we can't play. It's very expensive. It's all about subsidize. If you don't discount hard, you don't survive in e-commerce. So a lot of those is in the mindset, right? That's the baggage that everybody pursuing. And always the pressure. You don't discount enough to get more clients. You don't get more perks to get more clients. So that's become the number one. And with the pressure of sales and things like that, that becoming the translation of e-commerce. And it doesn't help because when you start doing that, the opposite, the customers mapping the same things. When they go to e-commerce, they are looking for discount, bargains, cheap goods. But we forgot what's really the essence of the e-commerce itself, right? So today I'm not talking something brand new, but it's hopefully it's kind of a reset of how we can view the e-commerce. It's up to us. Obviously, the trajectory of e-commerce in Southeast Asia is depending on how we're going to shape it, how we're going to make it happen, right? But we know the e-commerce exists really for two things. One, the internet that been around for some time now is changing the way things are being set as far as like what is the border, what is a country, what is a competitor, right? All of a sudden, somebody in a small village with the internet, they are competing against somebody in China, somebody in Vietnam. It's open up But it's not just competing, but opportunity is the same, right? It's doing both way. It's an easy access for everyone to jump in, to get into. So it's a borderless. It's essentially still commerce, but it just become borderless. But the second thing that's more important is really, it's all about the changing in the consumer itself, the younger consumer. I'm Gen X. Yes, my hair white, maybe he's older than Gen X. Yes, I'm still Gen X, and a lot of time telling myself I'm millennial because I'm on denial. but the thing is, it's like for Gen X, we just started understanding e-commerce and stuff like that. We thinking technology as something more amazing, something separate things from our life. We can detach ourselves from technology and non-technology. We can shifting through. But going through the millennials and especially on Gen Z, there's no more differences. We keep talking about online, offline, online, offline. We've been fighting all these terms for so long in the last 2 years. Gen Z said, what are those? I thought they are the same. Their life is online. Online is their life. Physical and non-physical doesn't really matter for them. It's just a matter where they are. This is where e-commerce really coming from, right? It's because technology changing the way that we live our life, then it exists. So now the questions to us is, it's really, do we really need the E on the e-commerce? Is that really relevant anymore? It doesn't really matter, actually. And as we go into like the Gen Alpha, like I have a daughter, she's 8 years old. When she's looking for toys and asking for the Christmas wish, where do you think she's actually looking for inspiration? It's YouTube, exactly. It's no longer they say, I saw this in toy store, this, and I want that. No. They see it on YouTube. They see it, somebody have a review on YouTube. She played and she saw, and that's what she wants. She can even point out, hey, I want from that YouTuber, the merchandiser from that specific YouTuber. Obviously, the dads and moms now have to research where it is, where can I get it? But there's how they live their life. This Gen Alpha is already 100% digital, right? So if I make it simple, right, it's all about customer. So I mean, you heard a lot of the concept. I mean, a lot of people saying about omni-channel, and then now shifting into a customer experience based commerce. But at the end, it's really as simple as it's all about the understanding the customer journey itself, right? So there's, I mean, a lot of topic around this, but I just keep it simple. There's only three. Hope I have time. Yeah. So I keep it into only three. It's interest, and it's easy to remember. ICE. Interest, convert, and engage. Right. So to build the interest, obviously, then we're looking at this new audience. Where are they? At the current state of the e-commerce, really there is no reason to be everywhere. The key word is being everywhere. What does that mean, everywhere? Digital channel is so big, guys, right? It's not only just about creating website. It's not just about selling in certain marketplaces. It's not just about having a digital advertising. So it's literally being everywhere. How can you be present to your audience everywhere? And obviously, you cannot do this manually, right? And with whatever, there's so many, later on you can learn also, there's so many other partners here that offering things, but being present everywhere is becoming important, and it's not that hard to do. Then after that, obviously, converting. Converting means like, obviously it's very obvious. It seems like a cliche, but a lot of us what's that called, that doesn't think it the way how the customer wants it. We create a lot of frictions. Just to give you examples, if this happened in Singapore, not in Malaysia. So I go to an electronic store, one of the big one in Singapore. I'm looking for specific things. I know what I want. I go there, and it's very classic retail story. They don't have it on the store. Retail stores always have a limited stock. But then I said, okay, can you check on other stores whether you have it? I really need it. I'm going to fly back tomorrow. And they check. They have the best system. They can check all the inventory and everything. Yes, I have. Yes, we have it on this store. Okay, can you have it to ship it here? And I'll pick it up here later today. Or even tomorrow. I still have half the day tomorrow. And what's the answers? I can. I can do it through e-commerce. The shipping is going to be 5 days. Singapore, man. I can drive from edge to edge myself within 30 minutes using MRT and everything. And you in the e-commerce going to do 5 days just to get the items in the stores. Can you even have somebody from your store just to bring the items? And I'm not saying I don't willing to pay as a customers. But that's a problem. To create the conversion, I'm already in the door of buying. The frictions come from the bureaucracy of the business itself. Right? So it seems easy conversion, but that consistency to convert and thinking the way the customers is not that easy, right? Just very quick, this one. Think of something that you purchase over and over. Just for the exercise for the conversion. Something that you buy frequently every month, every week. Coffee. Oh, yes, I do. Milk, diapers, toilet roll. Oh, trust me. Personal cares, groceries. Bananas. My son wants that. If he can have magically appear on the table every day, that's what he wants. All right, just quickly. I know you're anxious, but that's a very good. Choose one. If I can have that things that you said on your table and you don't have to buy, will you do it? I expect, as long as it's free shipping. I'm customers. I want the convenience, but I don't want to pay too much. And some even willing to pay a little bit more, right? And you know what? I never seen one, in Indonesia at least, I don't know in Malaysia, you can tell me if you have it in Malaysia. I don't ever seen one in Indonesia that I can have this service on any of the item I want. Conversion. Right? Conversion. And it's not impossible to do. It's about you know what I want to buy, you know my frequency buying, and have it deliver close to wherever I am. Right? And lastly, this is the last one. I'm sorry I'm going to running a bit more, but engage, right? So you convert it. You make the first purchase. You pay a lot of money to convert the customers. Unfortunately, the new client now, actually, the Gen Z and above, they engage. And a lot of us saying that they are not loyal. I mean, a lot of the studies saying, oh, the Gen Z, they change minds so much, like they change clothes every day. They don't loyal. But the thing is, it's just the way that they wire. I mean, this is a Gen Z, your daughter. You can say yes or no, but it's not that they don't loyal. They want things differently. They want to engage with you differently. They value things differently. If you don't build that engagement and value to them, it seems like they are not loyal. We'll have more chat later with Sultan here on this particular topic. I'm not going to duplicate a lot of the conversation, but that's the key, right? Engagements, somebody here say, I already do loyalty point. That's my engagement. And then I ask, how do you burn the point? Oh yes, you get only this much. And then you only do it on these items. I have this store that I always buy. I love gadget. I buy Apple, everything, Apple phone, iPad, everything until my wife scold me. But the thing is, it's like, the loyalty point never been really useful because when the time I use it, there's nothing to burn. The items that I can burn is really meaningless. And to burn the points, there's so many rules. And before I can burn the point's gone, expired. So what's the point, right? So engagement, loyalty, it's about knowing the customers. The whole loyalty program is not about giving discount. If our message is giving discount, that's not really the whole purpose. Why? It's about understanding how do they purchase and rewarding things that they will purchase more on the items that they like, right? That's building relations. If not, then it's just, unfortunately in Asia, because we have such a large population, there's the trap that we just push. There's many other customers that they still can buy. I have the luxury of just pushing my product. I don't care about repeat business. I always can get new customers. If it's gone, I got to build new product and push it again. That's the mentality, unfortunately, in a lot of Southeast Asia. They have the luxury of the high populations to do that. But cost of business, they never think about it. So, yeah, and then the way that you reward every generation different. Gen X, like me, I still like the loyalty program. Like Gen Z, you want them to collect stamps? No way. They want an instant rewards. They want gamifications. They want engagement directly. So you have to find the right program to engage with them too, right? So let them speak about you. The way that they're going to speak about you also different. Lastly, I just want to close with this. E-commerce is not about click and carts. It's about being where your customers and making every interaction count. And in today's world, shopping is just life. And life is about engaging. And life is digital now. So let's keep it seamless, smart, and most of it's fun. And I will have to thank ChatGPT to help me to phrase it nicely like this. All right, thank you so much.